Hi guys, tabletmastered.com here. Just got a few tips and tutorials for you if you're a new user of the iPad and you want to get going as quickly as possible. I was just going to give you a few tips when you're using the various functions that might make life easier for you. Now, the first one I wanted to run through is from time to time. The iPad is an excellent piece of technology, but from time to time you will notice, depending what you're doing, that the screen can just freeze on you for no reason. You might, normally it's if you're actually doing a lot on the iPad, like you've got apps running, playing games, listening to music, and you're doing a lot and it's having to work quite hard, and occasionally the screen will freeze. Now, the way you get out of that, if you find your screen freeze and you're not sure what to do, is you can see on this on the screen here, I'm actually streaming the iPad to you through my computer. So you won't see this mouse cursor, it's just because it's on my computer. But you will see on your iPad, up here in the top right, you'll see a power button. Basically, if you get the screen freezing on you, you want to hold down that power button, just be there where the mouse cursor is, and hold down this home button here. Hold them down at the same time for about 3 seconds and it will soft reset. I won't do it obviously for this tutorial because it will turn the iPad, it just turns it off and back on, and it's handy if you have the screen freeze on you. Now, another thing I wanted to show you quickly is a lot of the times on the iPad you'll be browsing the internet, and to do that you obviously use Safari, which is down here in the bottom left. So I open that up by tapping on it, and I've got a news article here. What you can do if you ever want to copy text, maybe you want to send an article or a piece of an article to a friend through email, what you can do is, when you've got a article or any screen on with text that you can edit, which is pretty much any text on the iPad in most cases, you can just, with your forefinger, you can just hold it down on the piece of text that you want to copy. So you just hold it down there and you can see it zoom in, and you'll get these 4 little circles that you can, if I drag that down, you can see it there. I'm dragging it down with my finger, it's selecting more of the text, and if I just tap anywhere where the blue isn't on the white, you can see it goes again, or maybe that there, you can select there, or that paragraph, or that one, and so on. And you can just use these things to select more or less text. Another thing I wanted to show you that's really very handy, and it's a little known feature, is, say if I'm reading this article and I'm reading it through and it's all very interesting and I'm going down and I get to the bottom and I've gone a long way and I'm reading down, and obviously I can scroll back up. I'm using my finger here, you can see how slow it is. I'm scrolling back up to the top. What you can do is, if we go back to the bottom again, when you've finished reading an article, you see at the very top of the screen where the time is. It says 16:27, at the minute 4:27 PM. On that black bar, if you tap anywhere, sorry, not that, if you tap, it just shoots the page back to the top. I'll just show you again. So, reading an article, and I'm scrolling down, and I get all the way to the bottom of the article, and instead of having to scroll back up manually, I can just tap that black bar at the top, and you see it whoosh up to the top again. So that's a very handy tip if you're obviously reading a lot of things and you don't want to have to scroll right back up to the top. Just another thing, I mean, it's very basic, but it's it's very useful to know. If you want the text to be bigger, you probably already know this one, but if I'm scrolling just with one finger now, if I put my thumb on as well and my forefinger, and I widen them while touching the screen, you can see I zoom in. And I can also put my fingers back together, still touching the screen, and I'll zoom out. So you can do that fast or slow, and it'll just help if you can zoom right in if you need the text bigger, or you want to zoom in on a particular part of the article. That's obviously very handy as well. And apart from that, you just scroll up and down using your finger and tapping the bar at the top if you want to go back to the top again. Now, just another a little tip for you. If this button down here, I'll just show you with my mouse cursor again. This button here is called the home key or home button, and it's basically, you use that if you want to get back to your main iPad screen, the one with all the icons on it. In most cases it will send you back there. If we tap it now, you can see here that all the icons are back. Now you'll see down the bottom here we've got, I'll just show you with the mouse cursor again, you've got Safari here on the left, then you've got Mail, then you've got Videos, then you've got Music. Now your icons might be different here, but it's pretty much you'll have some icons there in most cases. Now what we can do is you can actually store or change the icons that you have there down this bottom thing. These are like the things you'll use most probably, and you can change what you have there. And what you do is, if I wanted to have settings, which is here down the bottom, you can actually put your finger on settings and leave it there, and you see how it starts to shake. All the icons are shaking, and then I can, while they're shaking, I can select it with my finger and drag it down, and you'll see them part slightly. And then if I let go, we've now got settings down on the bottom, and they're still shaking. But if we now tap this home button again, you can see they've stopped, and now I've got settings there. And you can actually hold up to 6 icons down the bottom if you want to, down there. If you want to access apps that you use regularly, you can double tap the home key where the mouse cursor is, and you see it here. You've got, see that little screen pop up. I'll double tap again so it goes off. You can see double tap, and these are all the recently used apps, and you can use your finger and move across, and you can sit, and it basically, it's a quick way to get back to apps that you've recently used. Okay, so that's quite a good little tip when you're getting started, and I'll leave it there for now. I'll do some following videos obviously showing you more advanced features, but obviously that will get you started, and hopefully you've picked up some little tips. I personally think the best tip in there is the one with the web pages. When you're viewing web pages and you want to scroll up to the top quickly, I'll just show you that again because that is a good one. You're reading through an article on Safari and you get all the way to the bottom, and you want to go back up to the top. You just tap where the time is at the top, that black bar. So I keep on doing that, but if you just tap that back bar there, you go right back to the top. Okay, so I'll leave the video there, and I hope you've picked something up there, and I will see you in the next video where we move into some more features, how to use different functions on the iPad, and we'll keep going until you become an expert with the iPad. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!